Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we explore Social Intelligence by Daniel Goleman, a seminal book published in 2006 that delves into a form of intelligence often overlooked by standard IQ tests. This intelligence is crucial for effectively relating to others and accurately evaluating social environments. Goleman's insightful analysis reveals how understanding social intelligence can contribute to creating societies that are happier and less burdened by stress, emphasizing the importance of strong social bonds. Daniel Goleman, a prominent author renowned for his contributions to psychology, social sciences, and meditation, brings his expansive knowledge to bear in this work. He is also a long-standing contributor to the New York Times and achieved wide acclaim with his 1995 bestseller, Emotional Intelligence. Social Intelligence is a vital read for students of the social sciences, psychologists, and anyone keen to enhance their interpersonal skills and understanding of social dynamics. Join us as we summarize the key concepts and takeaways from this influential book, helping you to navigate and foster better social interactions in your day-to-day life. Social Intelligence, the New Science of Human Relationships. Introduction, Unveiling the Layers of Social Intelligence. Intelligence often presents itself as a multifaceted entity, varying greatly from one setting to another. Imagine someone who excels in analytical tasks, yet stumbles in social gatherings. They might solve complex problems with ease, but find a casual conversation daunting. This variety prompts neuroscientists and psychologists to explore different dimensions of intelligence, moving beyond the traditional IQ framework to something more complex and situational. Social intelligence. Social intelligence essentially refers to the ability to effectively navigate and interpret social interactions and environments. This form of intelligence isn't about how many facts someone can memorize, nor is it solely about emotional intelligence, which deals primarily with understanding and managing one's own emotions. Rather, it involves a keen sensitivity to the subtleties of social dynamics, the capacity to understand others' emotions and intentions, and the skill to respond aptly in various situations. This intriguing aspect of human cognition plays a critical role in our everyday interactions. It's what we rely on to gauge the seriousness of a situation, like discerning the actual threat posed by a potential mugger, or to sense what might be troubling a friend or partner without them having to tell us outright. In essence, social intelligence shapes our ability to operate effectively and empathetically within society. Through the course of this captivating exploration, we will delve into how social intelligence varies across different cultures, revealing its universal importance yet culturally specific manifestations. We'll also uncover intriguing insights, such as why exposure to scary films might actually help children become less shy as they grow older, and discuss the cognitive toll of consistently applying social intelligence in our daily lives. By understanding the nuances of social intelligence, we open up a new dimension of understanding ourselves and others, enhancing our interactions in a complex world. Join us as we decode the essential components that make social proficiency not just an asset, but a necessity in navigating the labyrinth of human relationships. Part 1. The vital role of empathic accuracy in social intelligence. Picture a scenario where you're facing a potential threat, like a mugging. How you respond could very well depend on your ability to interpret the mugger's intentions accurately. Are they truly dangerous or mostly desperate? This crucial skill is known as empathic accuracy, a core component of social intelligence that involves not just recognizing what someone else is experiencing, but understanding why they feel that way. Empathic accuracy isn't solely about survival in extreme situations. It extends to every interaction we encounter, allowing us to navigate social landscapes with awareness and sensitivity. This capability enables us to step into someone else's shoes, fostering deeper interpersonal connections and enhancing communication. The significance of empathic accuracy is vividly illustrated in a study conducted by psychologist William Ickes from the University of Texas in 2001. In his experiment, two individuals were filmed while chatting in a waiting room before a meeting. After their interaction, they watched the footage back, attempting to pinpoint what the other was thinking at specific moments. The results showed a wide variance in people's ability to accurately gauge each other's thoughts and feelings. For instance, one participant might correctly identify embarrassment in their conversation partner who forgot a name, while another might misread daydreaming about a play as romantic anticipation. This concept shines a bright light on just how critical empathic accuracy is in everyday interactions. It's not only about decoding the emotions of those around us, but also about responding in a manner that is sensitive and appropriate to the context. Taking this from the streets to the heart of our homes, empathic accuracy proves just as essential in intimate relationships. Canadian social psychologist Victor Bissonnette has shown that couples who are adept at reading each other's emotional states typically enjoy more satisfying and enduring relationships. This view is complemented by the work of University of California psychologists Lewinson and Roof, who found that misunderstandings arise not just from failing to recognize emotions like sadness or anxiety, but from not grasping the reasons behind these feelings. Empathic accuracy, therefore, isn't just about understanding others. It serves as a foundational skill that influences our personal and relational well-being, allowing us to build stronger, more resilient bonds with those around us. Part 2. Cultural nuances in the art of paying attention. Imagine a woman grieving a loss, seeking solace in a phone conversation with a friend. As she shares her sorrow, the distant sound of typing reveals her friend's divided attention, a discovery that only deepens her pain. Unfortunately, scenarios like this are not uncommon, highlighting a widespread challenge. Many people struggle to truly pay attention to others. This issue was starkly illustrated through a discussion about a bachelor known for his unsuccessful dating endeavors. His fundamental problem? A total inability to focus on anything other than himself, rendering him incapable of genuinely engaging with his dates. This lack of attention often manifests in one-sided conversations, devoid of inquiries about the other person. Opera singer Allison, fed up with self-centered dates, devised an ingenious method to filter out unsuitable partners. She established a simple test, timing how long it took for her date to ask her a question that included the word you. Writing in a 2004 New York Times article, Allison shared how this strategy efficiently separated attentive suitors from the self-absorbed. Her success was marked when she met Adam Epstein, who posed a thoughtful you question immediately, a promptness that eventually led him to become her husband. However, the variations in attentiveness are not merely personal, but can often be traced back to deeper cultural roots. This was observed by Japanese psychologist Takeo Doi during his stay in the United States. At his host's home, despite his considerable hunger, Doi declined an offer for food out of politeness, adhering to his cultural norms that discouraged directly expressing personal needs. This situation would likely have unfolded very differently in Japan, where subtle cues and a deeper level of mutual understanding often preempt the need to verbalize requests. Japanese hosts, attuned to nonverbal signals, might have offered food without needing a verbal affirmation, demonstrating a culturally ingrained attentiveness. This integral aspect of Japanese culture is encapsulated in the concept of amai, an intuitive, empathetic understanding of others' needs without explicit communication. This example poignantly illustrates how cultural backgrounds significantly shape the ways in which we pay attention to and interact with one another, underscoring the profound impact of cultural context on social engagement. Part 3. The flexible nature of neural circuitry in shaping social interactions. Consider the fascinating behavior of infants when introduced to a series of toys. One child might be thrilled by the swap of an old toy for a new, unknown one, while another might dissolve into tears. This early behavior speaks volumes about how our brain's wiring influences our interaction with the world around us, setting the foundation for our social predispositions. Jerome Kagan, a pioneering psychologist from Harvard, delved into this phenomenon in the 1980s by observing infants' reactions to novel stimuli. By tracking these individuals into their adult years, Kagan discovered that those who responded nervously as babies often grew into more socially withdrawn adults. The reason for this, as revealed by later fMRI scans, is closely linked to the activity in the amygdala, an area of the brain associated with stress responses and emotional regulation. When exposed to unfamiliar or potentially threatening scenarios, these individuals showed heightened amygdala activity, which in turn stimulated the colliculus, a region involved in sensory processing. This activation pattern prompted a retreat from the novel stimulus rather than an approach, contributing to a more reserved and cautious demeanor. However, Kagan emphasized that social behaviors are not irrevocably tied to these initial neural patterns. Parenting style, he noted, plays a crucial role in either reinforcing or mitigating shyness. Parents who shield their sensitive children from new experiences might inadvertently reinforce their timid tendencies. In contrast, parents who encourage their children to face unfamiliar situations can help them develop more outgoing behaviors despite their sensitive neural wiring. This insight underscores a vital point. While our neural circuitry provides a blueprint for initial reactions to social stimuli, our environment and experiences can reshape how we engage with the world. Indeed, Kagan's further research demonstrated that only a fraction of children who initially exhibit sensitive neural responses grow up to be shy adults, largely depending on the level of protection their parents provided. Thus, while our brains may set the stage for our early social interactions, our life experiences and the support we receive can dramatically transform these predispositions, offering the possibility of new paths to personal growth and social engagement. Part 4. Harnessing Fear for Positive Developmental Outcomes. It might be surprising to learn that a child's affinity for somewhat scary stories could actually play a beneficial role in their emotional development. Take the example of a 2-year-old whose favorite movie was Chicken Run, a film about chickens trying to escape a farm after discovering the farmer's grim plans for them. Despite its frightening premise, the child found the movie engaging rather than just scary. The concept that carefully moderated fear can be developmentally advantageous isn't just anecdotal. Psychologist Karen Parker's 2004 study involving squirrel monkeys offers a scientific perspective on this idea. Parker subjected young monkeys to periodic interaction with unfamiliar peers, creating controlled episodes of fear. These early encounters with the unknown appeared to bolster courage and curiosity, traits exemplified when these same monkeys exhibited a greater willingness to explore new environments filled with hidden treats and secret spots, compared to their more sheltered counterparts. This research suggests a similar potential for humans. Early exposure to manageable levels of fear might foster a spirit of adventure and resilience. However, it's crucial to keep such fear within healthy limits to ensure it plays a constructive role in personality development. To understand and set these limits, one practical metric might be monitoring how quickly a child recovers after a scary experience. A brief period of discomfort following the scary event could indicate a healthy challenge, but prolonged distress or the onset of nightmares might signal an excessive exposure. The challenge, then, lies in finding the right balance. Not all scary movies or experiences are appropriate for all ages, as some might be too intense and lead to negative repercussions rather than growth. Parents and caregivers can use discernment to pick films and situations that stir excitement and a touch of fear without crossing into overwhelming territory. By carefully choosing what kind of scary experiences children are exposed to, we can potentially aid their development, helping them learn to navigate fear and build resilience that will benefit them throughout life. Part 5. Exploring the link between social intelligence, testosterone, and sexual behavior. In the complex interplay of human behaviors and relationships, social intelligence emerges as a crucial element, especially in contexts involving intimacy and gender dynamics. An apparent lack of social intelligence can lead to diminished empathy and, in more extreme cases, manifest in behaviors such great sexual violence. This lack of social intelligence often correlates with narcissistic tendencies, which is a self-centered disregard for others' feelings and needs. Consider a telling instance shared by the author where a young man, merely 2 weeks into knowing a woman, expected her to alter her Christmas plans to accommodate him. Such an unrealistic expectation typifies narcissistic behavior. Disturbingly, this narcissism can escalate to more harmful attitudes and actions. A study by psychologist Brad J. Bushman in 2003 revealed that narcissistic men are more prone to misinterpret interactions and consent, believing that a no might mean yes, or that certain behaviors from women indicate implicit consent. These dangerous misconceptions link to findings by psychologist Edward O. Laumann in 1994, which suggested that 20% of women have been subjected to sexual coercion by narcissistic partners. Beyond psychological traits, biological factors also play a role. Testosterone, a hormone more abundant in males, has been implicated as a risk factor in aggressive and dominance-oriented behaviors, including sexual violence. It's crucial to note, however, that testosterone alone is not a determinant of such behaviors. Researchers Alan Booth and James Dabbs in 1993 explored this connection and found that higher testosterone levels in men correlated with increased instances of marital abuse and infidelity. Importantly, this relationship is not deterministic. The same study highlighted that many men with high testosterone levels are capable of forming healthy, non-violent relationships, attributing this to the development of neural pathways in the prefrontal cortex that enhance impulse control. The crucial takeaway here is the interdependence of biological elements like testosterone and psychological capabilities such as social intelligence and impulse control. Effective management of these factors can potentially mitigate the risk of antisocial behaviors, emphasizing the importance of nurturing social intelligence to foster healthier interpersonal relationships. Part 6. The heavy toll of caregiving, the need for enhanced social support. In a deeply personal account published in July 200s by Laura Hillenbrand in The New Yorker, the toll of chronic fatigue syndrome, not only on the sufferer but also on the caregiver, is poignantly illustrated. Hillenbrand describes an evening when she discovered her usually cheerful husband, Borden, pacing and groaning under the weight of his caregiving duties. This moment underscores the immense stress that can accompany the constant application of social intelligence, especially in a caregiving context. Individuals who care for family members or loved ones over prolonged periods can certainly relate to Borden's experience. The psychological demand of continuously tuning into another's needs, emotions, and well-being can be overwhelming. Moreover, this stress isn't confined to mental and emotional spheres. It manifests physically as well. A study by psychologist Janice Kikolt-Glaser and immunologist Ronald Glaser in 1998 revealed significant physical repercussions for caregivers. Their research focused on women caring for partners with Alzheimer's, observing critical impacts on their health. Notably, these caregivers showed a 50% reduction in GHMRNA activity, a genetic messenger crucial for producing lymphocytes and white blood cells, thereby exposing them to a higher risk of infection. However, despite these challenges, there are strategies to mitigate the stress associated with caregiving. The key lies in robust social support and careful planning. Take, for instance, Philip Simmons, an English teacher in New Hampshire, who faced a diagnosis of Lou Gehrig's disease. Anticipating the escalating demands of his condition, Simmons proactively formed a community support network. Reaching out to friends and neighbors, he managed to assemble a group of 35 volunteers who assisted his family with various tasks, from running errands to cooking and cleaning. This proactive approach significantly alleviated the burden on his wife, Catherine, ensuring that she was not overwhelmed during the years leading up to her husband's passing. This narrative powerfully highlights the critical need for greater support and resource allocation for caregivers. By bolstering community networks and enhancing social support, we can help alleviate the profound stress that caregivers often face and ensure they too are cared for while they care for others. Part 7. Enhancing health through social interaction. Overcoming illness stigmas. In an innovative approach seen in Indian hospitals, patient meals are not provided by the facility. Instead, this duty falls to family and friends who bring food during visiting hours, creating an environment rich in social interaction. This practice stems from an understanding that social support is not just comforting, but can be crucial in hastening recovery. This concept is supported by robust research, including a 1997 psychological study by Brooks Gump and James Kulik, which highlighted that hospital patients surrounded by a supportive network of friends and family exhibit lower anxiety levels about surgeries and tend to recover more rapidly. Another effective strategy in fostering a positive mindset among patients is to place those awaiting operations in the company of individuals who have successfully undergone the same procedures. Emotions, especially positive ones, can be infectious, and such strategic social placements can significantly uplift a patient's spirits. Conversely, isolating patients with others who are also anxious and ill can amplify negative emotions, leading to increased anxiety and potentially prolonging recovery. This phenomenon underscores a broader principle. Individuals embedded in strong social networks generally enjoy longer lifespans and quicker recuperation from illnesses. Sheldon Cohen from Carnegie Mellon University even points to maintaining close social ties as one of the most effective ways to boost overall health. Despite these benefits, societal stigmas around illness can severely limit these positive social interactions. In many Western cultures, discomfort and fear of disease and death can lead people to withdraw from those who are ill, exacerbating the isolation that can hinder recovery. This was poignantly illustrated by best-selling author Laura Hillenbrand, who, while suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome, noted the withdrawal of close contacts, leaving her feeling abandoned in her time of need. To combat these challenges, it is vital to tackle the stigmas associated with illness head-on. Cultivating a culture that encourages visiting and supporting the ill not only combats loneliness, but is instrumental in improving recovery outcomes. Remember, when it comes to health, compassion and presence can be as healing as medicine itself. If someone you care about is ill, the best support you might offer could be as simple as your company. Part 8. Leveraging social intelligence to support students with learning challenges. In the realm of education, quick labels like troublemaker can unfortunately stick to some children, influencing the way they are treated and perceived in school environments. But deeper investigation often reveals that these students need understanding and support rather than stricter discipline. Take the case of Maeva, a student from a disadvantaged New York school, whose behavioral issues had branded her as problematic when Pamela, a friend of the author and a novice teacher, took charge of her class. Despite warnings, Pamela saw potential in Maeva and decided to delve deeper. Through focused attention and engagement, Pamela discovered that Maeva's disruptive behavior was a mask for her inability to read basic sentences, an overwhelming barrier to participating in class activities. This realization prompted Pamela to arrange special reading support for Maeva. The intervention was transformative. Not only did Maeva catch up with her classmates academically, but her behavior improved significantly as she gained confidence in her abilities. Pamela's social intelligence, her capacity to understand and address the emotional and cognitive needs of her student, was pivotal in Maeva's turnaround. Maeva's story illustrates the broader principle that students thrive academically when they feel connected and understood. A 2004 study published in the Journal of School Health reinforced this idea, showing that a strong sense of connection to the school community correlates with better grades. Further emphasizing the impact of emotional bonds in education, psychologist Bridget Hamra found in her 2005 study that emotional connections with teachers are crucial, especially for integrating students who are labeled as difficult. These findings highlight the profound role that social intelligence plays in education. By fostering a supportive and empathetic school environment, educators can help all students, especially those facing learning difficulties, to excel and develop a positive self-concept. Ultimately, social intelligence doesn't just benefit individual students like Maeva, it enhances the educational experience for everyone involved. Final summary. The core theme explored here is the profound impact of social intelligence, the capacity to effectively navigate and comprehend interpersonal dynamics and self-awareness. This type of intelligence is invaluable not simply for enhancing social popularity, but for fostering profound, supportive relationships that contribute significantly to overall well-being and fulfillment. Through various examples and research, we've seen how social intelligence shapes interactions, influences personal development, and supports both physical and emotional health across different scenarios and life stages. Emphasizing the cultivation of this skill can lead to more enriched and engaging human connections, ultimately promoting healthier and more content lives. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.